Hi, it's Saturday, and my son left for Halifax yesterday, and I seen a vlog he did, so he looks like he's having a great time. I haven't vlogged in a while, so I figured I would record something now. I don't know disturbances. Anyway, I'm watching a movie here. Jumanji. Anyway, we'll stop that for a minute. Alright. Well, I went down to the mental health last week, and I went in and I talked to a couple of people there. One that I get counseling from before, and I found myself crying, like, I just wake up in the morning and I'm crying, and, you know, my daughter's like, what are you crying about? And I'm like, I don't know, you know, like, I just feel sad inside or whatever, you know, over everything that's going on, and not really having anybody to talk to about it, because I try to keep to myself here, because, you know, a lot of people around here in housing, it's just like they live for drama or whatever, right? And I'm finding it a lot easier here, though. I keep to myself, so that helps. Anyway, other than that, you know, it was okay. But when I went down to mental health, I asked her, I said, listen, you know, I'm crying all the time, and I'm stressed really out there because her father's harassing me as always, you know, but it's worse right now. They're just everything, you know, with him taking her and so on. It's made me extremely down and depressed and, you know, helpless. Anyway, so I asked her if somehow she could call me maybe once a week, and we could talk, and I could get things off my chest. I know with the COVID thing, they're not really doing a lot with people face to face, but hopefully soon, you know. So I'm going to be beginning that this week, and it's going to help me. I went in and I did talk to her that day, and it really helped me a lot to just kind of get it off my chest, because, you know, the only person I really talked to is my son. There's another guy here, he's nice, but again, you know, you don't want certain company. You know, they make choices in their lives that maybe you don't agree with, right? And stuff, so it doesn't look good on you if you're around somebody that's not I don't know how you explain it, but basically, you know, like somebody that's into other drugs or whatever, right? You know, you don't want to be around that. And most of all, I can't stand being around a drunk. Like, I don't know if it's because I worked in a bar for a few years or what, and I've met every kind of drunk there is, but anyway. So, other than that, you know, it made me feel a lot better to talk to her that day, so I believe I made a good decision on asking her to call me once a week for counseling. I really think I do really need it right now, and it's confidential, and my daughter was in there with me that day when I was talking about everything and crying and stuff, and she was like kind of scared, and I'm like, no, Alexis, you know, don't worry, this is confidential. You know, nobody's gonna hear it, like Papa or anything like that. It's just me talking to somebody and letting my feelings out. I would prefer if she wasn't in there with me, because I don't really like her hearing me talk about it. But you can't really ask someone to at this place to, you know, watch your child or something, right? So at any other time in the future, if I'm able to go down for counseling, of course, she may be in school or whatever, I'll make an appointment where she's not with me. So I can feel more open to let out everything, right? Because there's some things, you know, you just don't talk about around a child, right? She does continue to tell me things, but I don't want to betray her trust either, and I want her to be able to come to me and talk to me about anything. So I don't go back and say anything to Papa. Not like it's really big important stuff. It's really silly, you know, like, oh, I had an accident and peed my pants. Don't tell Papa, you know, like, it's, what? You know what I mean? Like, it's an accident, you know? I mean, if she was purposely sitting there peeing her pants or something all the time, I can understand, but, you know, it's, you know, it doesn't happen too often. You know, maybe she's trying to get to the bathroom, doesn't get there in time. Big deal, right? Like, why would you yell at her for that? You know? But, anyway. Like I said in my last video, I could really use you guys' comments and some advice. Maybe, you know, you've been through this before too with someone else. And maybe you could help with something. I haven't called the police yet to ask them what I can do about the harassment and so on that's been going on. In the past, I've mentioned it to other police officers, but they never really helped me out any. They just kind of push you when they know you're uncomfortable with maybe going to him or saying something. Like, you know, you just want some advice, and they make you feel like, oh, God, you know, if you do this, like, this can happen, you know, and they get you all scared. I don't even know how to explain that. It sounds so funny the way I'm saying it, but anyway. Other than that, I'm glad that my son is having a great time down in Halifax with my brother. I'm sure I'll see other vlogs. He really needed this. It's something that he decided to do because my son seems depressed all the time and so on. Like, I mean, what do you expect? It's Bathurst, right? He doesn't really know anybody here. He's even living in his own place now, which I felt was more necessary because of his disability. It's harder for me to bring up my daughter with different rules and try to correct the mistakes I made with D'Angelo, you know, not being disciplinary enough and so on. So when you have a kid that's kind of like not listening or whatever, you know what I mean, you do have to have support.